Hello, good afternoon. Today we will continue for the constant K type of the filter. The constant K prototype of the filter. Today we will going to discuss about the constant K prototype of the filter. For this filter, the constant K type of the filter as the prototype section, or it is called as the basic type of the filters. So in the definition, the constant K, there are the two sections is available. First is the T section and another is the pi section, and in which the series arm impedance, and that series arm impedance is represented by Z1, and the shunt arm is represented by the Z2. So that the satisfy the relationship between that, there is a real constant and it is also represented by RK also. So that to satisfy the relationship Z1 Z2 which is equal to R0 square. So R0 is the real constant, and this real constant is called as the design impedance, which is called as the design impedance. So that since R0 is a constant and which is the independent upon the frequency. So constant K type of the filter, the constant K type of the filter is called as the prototype of the filter. It is categorized into the T and pi section, in which the series arm impedance Z1 and the shunt arm impedance Z2 will be represented as a prototype. Then the real constant R0 square, which is equal to Z1 Z2, where R0 is the real constant and this constant is called as the design impedance. So consider symmetrical T and pi section is composed of the same series and shunt impedance. So that this is the series arm and this is the shunt arm. In case of the T and pi section, this will be represented for the T section, and here is to represented the pi section. So what we do here, the Z1 by 2 and Z1 by 2 is the series arm impedance and the shunt arm impedance is the Z2. So what we do here, the ZOT is the input impedance and ZOT is the output impedance of the T network. So ZO pi is the input impedance and ZO pi is the output impedance. Here is the Z1 is the represented series arm and shunt arm impedance is the 2Z2. Means the both the structure, this is for T section and here is for pi section. So we know that already in my previous video we have understand about that the symmetrical T network, and in case of the symmetrical T network, the ZOT which is equal to root of Z1 by 4 plus Z1 Z2, and in case of the ZOT which is equal to Z1 Z2 upon ZO pi which is equal to Z1 Z2 which is equal to ZOT. So that, but we know that the design impedance generally which is called as the RK square, some notation, there is a RK square which is equal to Z1 and Z2. These are the series and shunt arm impedance. So what we do here, for the constant K type of the filter, the Z1 Z2 which is equal to R0 square. So that the from the equation here Z1 Z2, this Z1 Z2 which is equal to R0 square. So this equation is modified directly in this way, the ZO pi which is equal to R0 square upon ZOT. So from this equation we can conclude that if the ZOT changes from real to imaginary, then ZOT will also change from real to imaginary. Means here basically the design impedance is the constant, then the two sections will the same pass band and the cutoff frequency. So that in case of the constant K type of the filter, in case of the low pass filter, there is the inductor is connected in the series arm impedance and the capacitor is connected in the shunt arm impedance. This is the T section of the constant K low pass filter. In case of the pi section, the constant K low pass filter Z1, here is the Z1 upon 2, basically this is the Z1 upon 2, here is the Z1 upon 2, and here is the Z2. Here is the 2Z2 or Z2. Here we have seen Z. Okay. Then for this case there is the 2Z2. Here is the inductor will be connected. Here there is a L and C by 2 and C by 2. So now we can derive the equation for different parameter of the constant K low pass filter. And the first parameter we find out the design impedance R0. Means all the type of the filter we have seen one after another. The first is the constant K low pass filter. The first parameter we find out the R0, and for the constant K section we have the R0 square, which is equal to Z1 Z2. So Z1 is the real term and imaginary term, but here total series arm impedance is the Z1. So that Z1 which is equal to J omega L. Okay, we know that the design impedance R0 square, which is equal to Z1 Z2, and Z1 is the total series arm impedance, which is equal to J omega L. So that Z2 which is equal to total shunt arm impedance, and the total shunt arm impedance which is equal to 1 upon J omega C. Means this will become just like this. Here is the 1 upon J omega C. J omega C. And once this J will be travel from numerator to denominator, this minus sign will become here minus J omega C, which is equal to 1 upon J omega C is written here. So that whatever the value of the Z1 is a substitute here, and the value of the Z2 is also substitute to the here. So R0 square, which is equal to J omega L minus J upon omega L. So that this minus J and J, which is equal to J square L upon C, means this J omega L, here is the J omega L, and for this case minus J, here is the minus J upon omega C here. So that this J square, which is equal to L upon C, and J which is equal to root of minus 1. J which is equal to root of minus 1. And once we have take the J square, here is the J of square, which is equal to J square, which is equal to minus 1. So here is the minus 1. So that this minus 1 into minus 1 plus, and which is equal to L upon C, means R0 square, which is equal to L upon C. So take the square root on the both side. Therefore R0 which is equal to root of L upon C. Okay, means the first parameter, and the first parameter we find out there is a design impedance R0 which is equal to root of L upon C. Then the second reactance curve, means your reactance versus the frequency. Then what we see here with reference to this diagram, there is in case Z1 which is equal to J omega L. Okay, therefore x1 which is equal to omega L, Z2 which is equal to minus J upon omega C, therefore x2 which is equal to minus 1 upon, means here 1 upon J omega C. Okay, therefore x1 upon 4 plus x2 which is equal to omega L upon 4 minus 1 upon omega C. Now reactance curve versus frequency curve for x1 means this x2, x1 by 4 and x1 by 4 plus x2, this parameter we have to be calculated. So simultaneously what we do, there are the 4 parameter x1, x2, x1 by 4 and x1 by 4 plus x2. So by observing this equation z1, z2, x1, x2 along with the frequency, and which is called as the angular frequency, so that plus x and minus x we have to be calculated. So x2 which is equal to 1 upon minus omega c, So x1 which is equal to omega L and x1 upon 4, these all the parameter is changes linearly with respect to the frequency, and up to the point P, here up to the point P, which will be exist the pass band, which will be exist the pass band where alpha parameter which is equal to 0, and till it will be continue up to the cutoff frequency. And after the cutoff frequency, your attenuation is a start or rapidly increasing, hence it will be attenuated to pass the signal from the filter circuit, and it will be acting as the stop band. In this way, there is a characteristics between the reactance versus the frequency curve. And then from this figure we have conclude up to the point P there are two curves, namely x1 and x1 by 4 plus x2 are on the opposite side of the frequency axis. See, x1 and x1 by 4 plus x2, x1 by 4 plus x2, these are oppositely side of the frequency axis, and thus the frequency from the O to the point P, for here O to the point P, it will be get the pass band, means from this point to this point your circuit is behaves as is short circuit, means you want to getting the output from that filter circuit up to the cutoff frequency, and after the cutoff frequency it will be attenuated, means above the point P the two curves are on the same side of the frequency axis up to the here, same side of the frequency axis, and it will get the stop band. So at a point P there is a change from pass band to stop band, so frequency of the point where to change the pass band to stop band, this transition pass band to stop band means, pass band means where transition from alpha which is equal to 0 up to the alpha which is equal to infinity, means infinity attenuation, and from that alpha which is equal to 0 to alpha which is equal to infinity, so the frequency at point P is called as the cutoff frequency, and the cutoff frequency is generally represented by omega C. So here then we move towards the next. First parameter we find a design impedance, here R0. Second parameter we have seen the reactance curve versus the frequency curve, and third is about that the expression for the cutoff frequency. Third parameter we calculated the expression of the cutoff frequency. Then from the reactance curve in the previous slide at a point P, it is given x1 by 4 plus x2, this equation x1 by 4 plus x2, and which curve crosses the frequency axis gives the value of the cutoff frequency. So that what we do here, x1 by 4 plus x2 which is equal to 0, and x1 which is equal to omega L, and x2 which is equal to 1 upon omega C minus 1 upon omega C. So what we do from that value x1 and x2 we have to be substitute in the previous equation, this equation, okay, x1 by 4 minus x2. So we have to be substitute here, then this equation is modified omega L upon 4 minus 1 upon omega C which is equal to 0, and here omega is replaced by the omega C, but at a point P the cutoff frequency is obtained, so it will be denoted by omega by the omega C. So this equation is modified omega C L upon 4 minus 1 upon omega C. So what we do to take the cross multiplication, after take the cross multiplication, or this 1 upon minus 1 upon omega C is shifted from LHS to the RHS side. Then the equation begins. There is a omega C L upon 4 which is equal to 1 upon omega C. C means capacitor. So that equation can be modified such a way that this 4 will become to the here and this omega C will become to the here. So that this omega C square L into C which is equal to 4. So that omega C square which is equal to 4 upon omega C square which is equal to 4 upon LC. So take the square root on the both side. 4 square root is the 2 and the LC square root is the square root of LC. So that omega C which is equal to 2 upon square root of LC. But we know the omega C which is equal to 2 pi FC, and we substitute this in this equation. Therefore omega C which is equal to 2 pi FC which is equal to 2 upon square root of LC. So this 2 and 2 gets cancelled and the FC which is equal to 1 upon pi square root of LC. Means the third parameter, in case of the third parameter, there is an expression for the cutoff frequency FC is calculated. FC which is equal to 1 upon pi square root of LC. Then next is the calculation of the FC using the algebraic approach. From there the total series arm impedance, and the total series arm impedance is represented by Z of OT which is equal to root of Z1 square by 4 plus Z1 Z2. But we know that the Z1 which is equal to the J omega L and Z2 which is equal to minus J upon omega C. So once we substitute the value of Z1 and Z2 in the equation ZOT, then ZOT which is equal to Z1 square means minus omega square L square by 4 plus 1 upon C. So next is that the ZOT which is equal to square root of 1 upon C, means here 1 upon C will be taken as a common, and square root of 1 minus, here is 1 minus omega square LC upon 4. Then we know that the R0 means design impedance, means here we have calculated the design impedance R0 which is equal to root of LC. This equation will be consideration to the here, means root of LC which is equal to R0. So that ZOT which is equal to this root of L upon C is represented by the design impedance R0, and under root of 1 minus omega square LC by 4. Then from that equation we can conclude that the ZOT is the real. This Z of OT is the real if omega square LC by 4 is greater than 1, and if ZOT is the imaginary if omega square LC upon 4 is greater than 1. This is the real if it is greater than 1, and it is the imaginary, it is the less than 1 basically. Thus for condition 1 minus omega square LC upon 4 which is equal to 0, this gives the cutoff frequency FC. Then how here then, but the cutoff frequency omega which is equal to omega C, so that this 1 minus means this parameter 1 minus omega square LC upon 4 which is equal to 0, but the cutoff frequency omega which is equal to omega C, we can write the equation 1 minus omega C square LC upon 4 which is equal to 0. Then we have to be shifted the equation omega C square LC upon 4 in the RHS side, so that omega C square LC upon 4 which is equal to 1, rearranging the equation, so that omega C square which is equal to 4 upon LC, then omega C which is equal to 2 upon square root of LC, and omega c which is equal to 2 pi fc. So that the 2 pi fc which is equal to 2 upon under root of LC, and this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled out. Once we cancel the parameter 2 and 2 from LHS and RHS, only the term will be remaining pi fc upon 1 upon root of LC. Then the fc is calculated, the fc which is equal to 1 upon pi under root of LC. Means in this way we calculated the cutoff frequency fc which is equal to 1 upon pi under root of LC. So there is a variation again, we have seen here the variation of the ZOT and ZO pi with the frequency. Then we have the equation of the ZOT which is equal to R0 under root of 1 minus omega square LC upon 4. So that omega c square which is equal to 4 upon LC from the equation 7.8 here. So omega c square which is equal to 4 upon LC, then LC upon 4 which is equal to 1 upon omega c square. This equation omega c upon 4. So what we do here, from this equation ZOT which is equal to R0 under root of 1 minus omega square upon omega c square which is equal to R0 and omega which is equal to 2 pi fc, means this equation is modified here such a way that Z of O of t which is equal to R0 for this, and from that R0 there is a root of 1 minus omega which is equal to 2 pi f upon 2 pi fc. Hence this 2 pi and 2 pi gets cancelled and only the term will be remaining 1 minus f upon fc. So that the ZOT will be calculated with the frequency which is equal to R0 root of 1 minus f upon fc square. So increasing the frequency from 0 to fc, the ZOT decrease from R0 to 0. Okay, so ZO pi is released for ZOT which is equal to ZO pi which is equal to Z1 Z2 upon ZOT, and putting these equations, equation number 9 and equation number 4 in equation number 10. The equation number 4 we have calculated here. The equation number 4 is this equation R0 square which is equal to Z1 Z2, means we calculated here the Z1 Z2 means R0 square upon ZOT which is equal to this equation, means we have to be substitute here R0 square, means here to represent the R0 square, and this equation will be substituted here. So what we do, the ZO pi which is equal to R0 square upon R0 root of 1 minus f upon fc square, then this R0 square and this R0 gets cancelled, therefore ZO pi which is equal to R0 upon root 1 minus f upon fc square. Thus the from this figure we have understand about that ZOT and ZO pi with respect to the design impedance R0. So the frequency increases, once the frequency increases, and once the frequency increases from 0 to fc, ZO pi is increased from ZO pi, this is the ZO pi, is increases from R0 to infinity level. The variation of ZOT and ZO pi, and it will be decreases up to the cutoff frequency. So that here to show the variation with respect to design impedance and impedance of the pi network and T network we have seen here. In my next video we have seen the variation of the alpha beta with the frequency and its derivation. If any query, any doubts, please you write on my comment page. Please subscribe my channel. like and share my video and press the bell icon for more updates of this channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.